Hello, my name is Jan Welch, and welcome to the 5th episode of the Then and Now interview series featuring Montre Livingston. Montre is a longtime professional skater, and he's also the team manager for Iqon skate brand. And Iqon is a new skate brand that has a huge array of products and an awesome team, and we're going to be talking a lot about that and how it all happened. We'll also talk about his history with Nimh, talk about his skate sponsorship through Chaya, where he roller skates professionally as well. And we talk about his bicycle riding, his art. So it's a very interesting episode. Lots of information, lots of behind the scenes. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure and hit the like button, leave any comments, suggestions, or questions below. If you haven't subscribed to this channel already, hit the subscribe button and hit the bell icon next to that to be notified anytime I upload new videos. I have links to my social media below: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and I also have a link to my Patreon page. So if you want to support this channel, you can visit that and get exclusive content and become a supporter if you want. Let's get started with this interview with Montre. I hope you enjoy it. Hello, everybody. I'm Jan Welch. You're watching the Then and Now Blading podcast with Montre Livingston. Montre and I have known each other for quite a while, since the early 2000s, back when he used to come out to San Diego with Kenny Owens. You were riding for Remedies back then, right?
Yeah, when I first started.
Yeah, that's why. Is that why you used to come out to San Diego?
For Remedies a bit, but more for 4x4 videos.
When I first met you, you and Kenny came out. You guys were doing those Say Word videos.
Shit, yeah, that's a while back.
Yeah, a long time ago. And I think you guys just did like Say Word 2 or something.
We made Say Word 2, but we were filming 3.
Kenny Owens definitely helped you in your early days getting your skating out there to the masses.
Absolutely.
Because that's how I remember seeing you first. And I remember being like, we got to get this guy on Rattail 4x4 or something.
Yeah.
And then you ended up on Nimh as one of the first pros. I think you were before Joey, right? It was just you and Shima, and that's it. And then we went to Arizona. We skated with Chad Hornish.
Yeah.
And Casey McFarland.
Yeah.
Probably the first time you met Chad Hornish, right?
Yeah, when they all had the haircuts, him and the Briley brothers.
But that was for that Revolution Thursday night skate that we went there for. And I remember we got some really good footage on that trip.
Yeah.
That was a good one. It was like you, me, Shima, and Elliot. And then we met up with Latimer, did some skating with him. And then back to San Diego. And then, then that other tour up to Northern California.
NorCal for sure.
Yeah, the Brierleys, like you said, Chad, Joey.
Were they like 15, 16 during that time?
Yeah, and we made Casey McFarland be like the den parent for them at the hotel. I remember we went to Pismo Beach and we hung out with Juan Mosquito and we left all the little kids at the hotel. I'm not sure. Did we leave you at the hotel too?
No, I just stayed.
You just stayed, okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, those were fun days. So when did you start skating?
Sometime in the 2000s. I mean, I've been on rollerblades since I was like 4 years old. Okay. But aggressive skating sometime in the 2000s.
So like early 2000s, because that's when we already met.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll go ahead and start with Iqon right now, because Iqon's a new brand through Disroyal distribution, and you're kind of like the face of it, heading it, team manager.
Yep.
I knew after Nimh, you skated for USD for a long time. And it was really fun to follow your journey with USD because it seemed like it was a pretty good fit for you and the brand. Yeah, and you were able to travel a lot and probably do some things you weren't able to do when you were with, us at Rattail, just because there was a little bit more money floating around power slide. How did you evolve to Iqon? How was that presented to you? How did the whole thing start?
Well, it's owned by the man, the myth, the legend, MK. He owns pretty much everything in rollerblading right now, which is dope. If all y'all out there don't know, MK is the owner of Power Slide, everything under that umbrella. And he's a dope individual, likes to try to take what he's put in rollerblading and give back. Wanted to start a platform to help promote more rollerblading, to add a new brand in the sport, and took me along with him on that. And of course I said yes, because why not? I mean, I love USD, of course. USD was the best team I've been on in a long time. Shout out all my homies and homettes. But yeah, it was one of those opportunities that you kind of couldn't say no to, And we had talked about it for a few months before I went with the okay. And it was one of those things where there wasn't a no in that situation. There was like, this is either a straight up let's go for it, all fucking hell's bells. I like quit my job, you know, or it was just gonna be like no, and then I just stay on USD and just ride that wave and keep riding that wave. But I'm getting older, you know.
No, for sure. How old are you now?
34.
34. Man, you're an adult now.
Yeah, just thinking on long term stuff, you know, like if I can wave the cards right, I could end up, you know, taking this brand to the next level with me being the owner, you know.
And that's something that's an option.
Yeah, I was just thinking long term, and this just seemed like the right move to make. And on top of that, I get to make the team. And that was a big, big thing for me. Like I know so many skaters around the world that have not gotten the recognition that they've needed for so many years. And why not bring them on to this same platform with me? Like, hey, here you go. You deserve to be pro a long time ago. Now you're pro. Let's fucking go. And let's do this together. And I think that my team is the sickest team of individuals from all around the world. That's pro and am. On top of that, also urban. Don't just cater to aggressive. We are urban as well. And all our products cater to that entire form of everybody. So yeah, it was a no-brainer, you know. I had to say yes to this. And
the array of products that Iqon is going to be releasing is pretty insane, you know, for like a startup. It's like has everything, you know, aggressive, urban, all the different frames, all the wheels.
yep.
It's pretty crazy. And so, you know, starting that during COVID with shipping and manufacturing delays has probably been pretty tough. How have you guys worked through starting a brand during these times? And what problems have you had?
Well, it definitely was one of those things where it was like, that was the first question I was asking, like, yo, y'all sure? Should we do this? And it was like, yeah, let's just trust the process and go for it. And, you know, the main thing was we're not going to be able to send stuff places. We're not going to be able to send you to here, like me to there, you know, me going to Germany and whatnot,
Right.
going to the actual Disroyal distribution shop. Like it was a whole lot, but at the same time, there was kind of not a worry. We kind of just were like, yeah, let's just do it, but not in a let's wing it, but let's go for it, but go slow with it. Do it in a slow way. Let's do what is it? R&D, research and development. Do a lot of the R&D really early before we launch. You know, it was work, but at the same time, it kind of was chill because it was also during the time where stuff was starting to open up. It didn't have that hold, at least on me. I'm pretty sure MK was biting his fingernails, you know, going crazy, you know, his own world. But for me, when I got on, it was more of a chill time because it's right when stuff started to open back up.
Well, you know, it's kind of catch-22 with COVID. You know, so many people started skating or coming back to skating because of COVID, but then you know you can't get anything made because of COVID, so you can't supply the demand, which is definitely crazy for you guys. I know like the first products you had to the riders was the wheels and the bearings and the frames, and it looks like they've gotten the skates now.
We've got a couple samples out for the riders. That's urban and aggressive, just because not just because, but obviously they needed skates. This was a long time coming because of the whole shipping situation. We were supposed to have them so long ago, but everything, all the manufacturers everywhere, they closed down, they opened. They closed down, they opened. You know, and then containers get stuck on the water, and they can't dock and everything. And yeah, it just became one of those situations where even sending stuff through customs, it just was a long time for us to get things shipped out. But no, it all worked out in the end. And at this point, actually, I'm still waiting for a package right now. Just found out that it just got to the States, but it's in customs. So hopefully they're not butchering it right now.
Right. Yeah, I remember Chad said his package, the bearings fell out when this first package he got from you guys. I saw that, Frankie just got all the God skates in, his and Tim's. Do you guys have any estimated date when you guys are going to be starting shipping any product to stores?
No,
not yet. So
not for skates, not for skates.
And what about wheels and frames and things like that?
I want to say that everything's just on the water. Yeah, we've definitely been shipping out stuff already. A lot of stuff shops have had everything, but for reorders and everything, because we just got more frames in. We have them, and we've shipped them out, and shops haven't got them yet. Yeah, they're just still on the water.
So skates we're looking at probably next year sometime.
Skates, we're hoping by Christmas. Realistically, with how COVID's going, maybe next year.
One question people are going to have after watching this interview with you: at the beginning of Disroyal and Iqon, there was this thing saying Powerside wasn't involved or Matthias wasn't involved.
My main thing with it is that with our industry of skater haters, so many people hate on MK for absolutely whatever reason they have. And obviously, I think people were trying to say that it was a part of Powerslide. And so that was the whole thing with involvement with it. And like, yes, MK has involvement with it, but it's not Powerslide.
Right. You know? My understanding is Disroyal distribution is separate from Powerside, but Matthias is owner of Disroyal and owner of Powerside, but Powerside is not an owner of Disroyal.
Yeah.
That's kind of how it is, right? And then you're involved. You're the brand manager for Iqon, and then Frankie with Gods.
Yeah, I think Frankie completely owns Gods.
Does Frankie completely own Gods at this point? Yeah. So that's what you want to. That's what you want to do with Iqon. Yeah, I mean,
like Zoltan is I don't know if we mentioned Zoltan, but Zoltan is the boss that's not MK. MK is the person that owns this Royale and everything. But then see, Iqon is me and Zoltan. Like Zoltan is the person that I go to, like, hey Zoltan, we need to get this shit done. Which a lot of people will hopefully meet him at Blade Cup. But I think the border's just closed down, so he might not be able to make it. But yeah, like I'm the face, but then I also have the actual man that I go to with all this shit.
Which is Zoltan.
Yeah, and Zoltan's like my age. He also is a skater, more on the urban side. Super, super chill dude. Like, can't wait for us to get his face more out there and for people to know him, because he's a skater. He skates too. Like I like this. Like, who I'm working with is who I would want to work with. Zoltan is cool as shit, and I like that shit, you know.
Yeah, I mean, Disroyal, I like Disroyal, well, especially since it's a throwback to, distribution that used to exist in like the 90s. Right. Distributed all the American brands in Europe at that point. So bringing that back is very nostalgic. And then with Mesmer is going to be distributed through Disroyal now too.
Yeah.
Which is a brand from Billy O'Neill and old teammate of yours with
Bolino too.
With Bolino. So it's like you guys are almost, back in the same umbrella. Somebody's got to throw Joey Chase in somewhere, and then the family will be complete.
Wherever we can put him, wherever the fuck we can put him, if he would go. That we want him here, obviously. But yeah, no, I love having the family together. You know what I mean? It's sick. It's yeah. That's why there's no saying no. Like, I already knew about Mesmer in the beginning because I was doing the Iqon thing. Like so, like I've already known what was about to happen, and it's just so sick watching it unfold finally. Like yeah.
Well, Mesmer to me is really cool because. All those guys were kind of, involved with Rat Tail, except Levi. And the art and the direction reminds me of like kind of a mix between Nimh and Vicious, a little bit.
I can see that.
And, and then they have a throne. We did the Rat Tail throne. So, and then it's kind of like a Nimh soul plate looking soul plate. Yeah. So it's very like almost a continuation of Rat Tail, a little bit to me personally, the way I see it, with the riders and the graphics. I'm pretty stoked on that brand.
Shout out my homies at Mesmer. Shout out Frankie at Gods. Shout out everybody under this Royale, you know what I'm saying? Because we the best. DJ Khaled, insert it.
When it comes to the team on Iqon, obviously we've talked about Chad Hornish, who you met years ago. And in his Jump Street interview, which I don't know if you saw, but he talked about Rossi's told him he would never be pro.
I was informed by the team manager that I would never be pro for Rossi's.
And then you made him pro on Iqon. Did you see that interview, or was it just coincidental?
Yeah, it was coincidental. I didn't see that interview until after I had talked to him about being on the team. And then I've still never seen the full interview. But yeah, someone sent that to me. I think just another probably E-Rod sent it to me like, yo, this shit's crazy, Rossies won't, whatever. And then I talked to Chad. But yeah, this was after the fact that I had already talked about him being on Iqon.
Well, that was meant to be then. Perfect.
Yeah.
Everything aligned the way it should have. You've known Be Free for quite a while as well, I take it.
For a long time.
With you and Be Free, especially, I always felt like you, even in the Nimh days, you take you to a skate park, you were so nice to all the kids, you became their best friend. Seeing you keep doing that throughout the years is really rad, and I think that's a really good asset for you with Iqon because you love skating, you love the kids, the people in it. So I think it's an awesome opportunity for you that it's well deserved.
That's why I was put Be Free on, because Be Free is that same exact energy.
Yeah.
It's funny because me and Be Free call each other twins, so it's like sick. Like we've known each other for so long and we're inspirations to each other with what we do. And I love everything that the fool is doing. And he was the very first person I talked to about Iqon.
Perfect.
Because we've always had this thing, like we've talked about this randomly a couple of times. It's like, man, we ever had that chance, to make like a company ourselves, like I would do that shit with you, type shit. And I hit him up like first thing, like after talking to MK, like I'm saying, okay. He's like, all right, make the team. I'm like, I already know the first person I'm hitting up. And next phone call I made was just Be Free. I'm like, yo, bro, this is what's going on. This is what's happening. Are you down? And he was genuine, honest as fuck, asked me all the real questions that needed to be asked. And, because we're growing up, we got kids and shit, mouths to feed, houses, mortgages to pay. He asked me all the real questions. I was like, no matter what, I got you. Doesn't matter. He's like, perfect, let's go. Let's do this. First person on the team, second person chat. Like, boom, no questions asked. I needed those two. Needed those two for sure. I knew for a fact that those two were the first two I wanted to put on the team, no matter what. And so glad they both said yes. Everybody else is also exact like my first person asked. I think Sasha was my second person from his same area, but it was like that, like, oh, who am I gonna ask first? Like I hope this one says yes, but I also want him to say yes, type shit. And this one said no, so I was like, okay, cool, Sasha. And Sasha said yes, so I was like, fuck yeah, bro. Like,
so you had somebody who turned you down.
I mean, I had a lot of folks. Well, not a lot of folks turned me down, but a lot of the people that I asked, some of them were already. They had just got put on a different company.
Okay.
Like, and I was telling them like, abso-fucking-lutely, like that's no, you stay there. I support that brand also. So yeah, you do that. I'm glad to hear this because I've been watching you skate for so long.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite skaters, and to hear that you got put on a brand that's a very good brand that everyone should support. Yeah, you stay over there. But there was others that got on that brand, that same brand or a different brand, and they said, "No, it's okay. I want to skate for you." And my heart went, "Whoa! I can't believe it." Like that's amazing. So my entire team is absolutely everybody that I want on the team, and they got my full heart. That's my family. I take care of them. I'm gonna take care of them no matter what.
So who's on the team besides it's Chad, Be Free, Sasha, and who's the rest of the team?
So we got Chad, Be Free, Sasha's from Spain, Be Free's from Texas, lives in Cali, Chad's from Arizona. We got Catherine from Chile, Mina is Mina Lee from Korea. That's all the pro team.
Okay.
Then the AM team is Marcus from Latvia, Felix Fowling. Everybody knows Felix. He's from Denmark. Killer shredder. Lorik Picard's from Switzerland. He's also a shredder. He's actually all three of them camp kids. Nicole from Brazil. That girl is insane. She's like, it's crazy. There's also Lorena. I think she's also from Brazil. Yeah, she's also from Brazil, and I think she's our youngest skater on the AM team. And
how old is she?
You got me there. I'm not sure. I want to say. I don't know. I don't want to say the wrong age. And then
No problem.
you'll be older and just be like, what the fuck?
It sounds like you have one of the
Hold on,
more
but
diverse teams.
I'm not even done that. I'm not even done. We have the homie Oliver from Sweden, and the entire AM team is under 18.
Oh, really?
I think Felix might have just turned 18, or Laura just turned 18. But either way, yeah, the AM team is under 18.
That's like a real AM team.
Yeah, I wanted to make an AM team.
That's awesome. And like I was just saying, it's like such a diverse spectrum of where people are from, and you have a big mix of girls and guys. You know, power slide has riders all over the world, but I think you have it pretty nailed down with the diversity of the team and finding the youth.
I wanted us to spread out perfectly, and I also wanted us to have like a youth group, because you know you have pros and amateurs. And when I was growing up, when I saw skating in the back of the old school days, AM skaters were young,
Mm-hmm.
and the pros were the guys that were a little bit older, like taking everything, going crazy. But then, like when they were doing like scout stuff, and people were putting out like sponsor me tapes, you know, the AM skaters were like young skaters. They're like 15, 16, like 13, like they were young skaters. So I just wanted to make an actual AM team. You know, the years go by, they're gonna get older, older, and better and better and better. And then the pros that are already here, most likely gonna figure out something or do something, and hey, we shifted.
Has anyone sent you a sponsor me tape since you started Iqon?
A
lot?
Yeah. It's been a lot of awesomeness too. And I'm not even mad at it. The only thing is that when I picked the team was set. There can't be any more on the team because we're a small brand still, which we're still trying to build. We're soon gonna, once we're selling skates, we're gonna hopefully make this ambassador program for everybody to be a part of it, you know? And then that way we don't have to say no to anyone anymore, you know, and be like, oh yeah, you can definitely be a part of the brand. Not necessarily right here, but you're still right here, you know?
You were saying when you were deciding if you're going to do Iqon or not, and if you had to quit your day job, did you have a day job that you quit?
Oh yeah.
Well, and what was your day job?
I was working at Insomnia Cookies, right? And just doing general bike messaging, delivery shit, and working in the city, which I love. I mean, it was not like I had a terrible job that I was like, I can't wait to quit this job. When I quit my job, I was like, fuck, I don't even have to quit, but I'd rather put 100% all of my focus into my next projects, Iqon and my shoe business at the time.
And the shoe business, I've seen you doing a lot of work with that, and you're doing custom painted shoes, like Vans or
any shoe that the client wants or that I just want to paint for whatever reason. But yeah, a lot of people like Air Force Ones, so I get a lot of Air Forces. I get to do a lot of Converse, high top All Stars. Everybody wants their All Stars painted something, and yeah, Vans all day.
How did you get into that, and how did the word get out about your art?
It's a funny one. I've always been an artist. I've always been drawing and doing everything. When it comes to like anything I've had pro, like signature, anything, pretty much all of it, I've drawn it. And I'm like, yeah, I'll make it. And I send it to them. Yeah. So yeah, I've always been an artist. And my roommate, Philip, and one of his girlfriends at the time, they bought me like a bunch of shoes. I want to say it's either for my birthday or for Christmas. But they bought me a bunch of blank white shoes and also a bunch of different pens and markers and all these things. And they were like, yeah, we want you to like color on some shoes, and like we think it'll be dope. So they were like, here, do us a pair, and then you can have the rest of the pair to do whatever you want with. So I made Philip a Panthers pair, and from there, like they were like, yeah, you should go somewhere with this. You should do this. You should do this all the time. That was years ago now. I stopped doing it for a while, like after we moved, but kind of like did it every once in a while, maybe one shoe every 6 months or something. Then when I moved in here with my recent girlfriend, Kiki. Shout out Rolling with Kiki. She's on Instagram. She be roller skating. She's dope. She supports me 100% with everything I do. She bought me an airbrush machine. That changed everything. It made it 10 times easier to do everything I was doing by hand. And then I got really good. So she was like, well, then do something about it. I'm just fucking not. So of course I did something about it. And yeah, if it wasn't for her, I probably wouldn't do it. I wouldn't even care. But she was like, yeah, make it sick. And I made it sick. Now it's an actual business.
How have you promoted it? Like, how have you gotten the word out?
My Instagram. I use TikTok. I use all my Instagram accounts. But for the most part, it's just I walk around malls and stuff with my customs that I made for myself, and people are like, "Yo, those shoes are dope. Where'd you get them from?" I say, "I made them." They're like, "Get the fuck out of here!" Then I give them my card, and then I got new clients. Pabst Blue Ribbon, my favorite beer. I make a lot of PBR shoes. They reposted, not just shared. They reposted a pair of my shoes, and I was overseas at this time, and I think I got over 500 messages from people all over the place. Like, I want those shoes. I need those shoes. Like, what can I do to get these shoes? I will stab a baby for these shoes. These were literal messages I was getting. And yeah, it just kept blowing up from there and there. And I just can't stop now. Like I can show you. Like,
oh wow,
there's a bunch of boxes of shoes that I have to do. There's my whole kit stuff over there. Shoes I need to do there. There's another box on the other side. It's fucking awesome. I'd say the only thing that's slightly bad about it is that I get so into the art that I forget to skate.
Yeah, so, that's a lot of work you're doing with those shoes.
Fun, you know.
Right. We had a friend who did that in San Diego, and she opened a storefront selling those shoes. Did pretty well. Have you thought about doing anything like that?
I don't think I want to go that route. I'd rather still keep doing it as more of a little hobby right now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess it's not a hobby anymore. Actually, it's full on business now. But I'm doing it part time. Like I said, it's fun. I don't necessarily care about how much money I'm making because it's dope. Like, I've always been an artist, and to be able to get my art out there, it's just fuck. What?
So you're letting it be purely organic, how it goes. That's cool.
Yeah. Let it ride.
I know bikes were a big part of your life. You know, we were really big into fixed gear bikes in San Diego when you used to come out, and I'm pretty sure, you know, that was the first time you rode fixed gear bikes.
The very first time I rode, it was the weirdest thing I ever. I was like, this thing is broken, and it was fixed.
and you loved it, apparently.
Yeah, it was one of those things. Like, I mean, being in a bicycle club, which I'm still in, Ride and Destroy, if y'all don't know. That's why I'm sponsored by PBR from the bicycle club. Everyone, there you go. I've said this a million times, but no one says. But yeah, like, bikes are a very big part of my life, and I'm still a bike rider, like, avid about it. But I don't know. Maybe I should start posting more bikes.
When we did that, San Diego had such a good scene, and you know, we had our crews and
biggest scene, bro.
And it was a lot of fun. And I remember riding fixed gears back then. It was like the fun when you first started skating to me, you know, like that, learning something new, learning tricks. Like, it was a lot of fun. And obviously I live in northern Vermont now in the middle of nowhere, so it's not really fixed gear friendly, like mountains. And
you can fix gear up a mountain bike.
I know you can, but do you know how bad my knees are now? My knees are, I got cortisone shots in both my knees. I broke my back 2 years ago. You know, I'm like falling apart. I just saved my body for skiing. That's my goal.
There you go.
Well, I remember, first of all, as far as PBR goes, I only came through Charlotte once, and you weren't there, but I stayed at your house with my friend Drew, and I remember being in your kitchen, and I still have a photo of it, but like the whole corner, top to bottom, was just PBR boxes and cobwebs. There was like cobwebs all the way from the ceiling to the ground, and then PBR boxes. It was like a horror film.
That was the
and
tower, man.
and then we went. Phil's band was playing a show, and we went to that at a house party. It was a fun time in Charlotte.
That was the best house too, man. That was the party house. That was the rad party house. Like
The house was sick. I mean, Charlotte's changed. I hear Charlotte's got very gentrified, like most places in America right now.
Yeah, you should guess how much that house is worth right now.
Oh, probably $500,000.
A little more.
A little more, yeah.
I looked it up with John Ortiz when we were out in Spain because we were talking about properties and stuff because he's a real estate guy now, a realtor. Yeah.
Oh, he is?
Yeah, yeah, he's got property in Puerto Rico. But yeah, it's like 600, over $600,000. Of like a house that we put straight to shit. Like we ran that house into the ground, and now it's worth.
Oh yeah,
over
it was
$100.
It's just location, right? I mean, you said your girlfriend roller skates, and I know you've been roller skating too, doing like park and street and stuff and quads. What skates are you skating on your quad setup?
Ride Chaya's right now. I actually ride for Chaya.
And when did you start doing that?
I've actually been on quads a long time. I don't know if you remember the company Reverse.
Yeah, I do.
Right. You remember they made the all the different chassis, right? So they had so they sent me all the chassis. And so I had the quad chassis, the 72 millimeter street wheel chassis, and I had the or I still have all of these, and the ice skate blades. So when they sent me those, the main thing that I could skate was the quad ones a lot, because I like to grind, and I didn't like the fact that with the big wheels I couldn't do like just front sides, So I wore the quads a lot on a setup of sway skates, and I skated quads for a good 7 years. While I've been blading, it's just that no one knew because I didn't post stuff. And it wasn't as much as I started skating then, But my girlfriend started skating, but she wanted some skates, and so it made me skate my quads more. And then she got a whole crew of friends. It's called Queen City Quads. I'm in that group too. We the best. And we started skating more. And I think it's when I meet Michelle Steilen. I met her at Blade Cup when I had started skating a lot more, and she sent me Moxis. She sent me the Panthers, and it changed my entire outlook on quad skating because I've been skating these bulky, aggressive skates with quad skates attached to them, and there was no fill-in. Everything was weird. It was heavy as shit and stupid. It's clunky. It was dumb. He sent me these Moxis. It was my first time having actual roller skates. And my first thought was like, man, I don't want to, break my ankles like everyone thinks. The Moxis padding was super thick. They felt like the most incredible liners that I ever put my feet in. And then I tied them all tight. There was no thought of me hurting my ankles. And then I started skating them, and I could skate 10 times better than I could skate in my aggressive setup. A lot better. Like, I couldn't actually skate. I was able to actually fluently move. So I learned how to actually roller skate. Because I grew up on rollerblades. I never roller skated. How to skate. Oh, bro, those Moxis changed my whole life, bro. Michelle gave me the best motivation to keep quad skating. And then I skated those skates for a full year and a half. And Chaya just hit me up like, hey, want to try our skates? And I'm pretty sure like maybe MK had a little help with that because I was on USD and Chaya is actually under the Power Slide umbrella. But either way, Chaya hit me up and was like, hey, yeah, you want to skate our skates? Send me some skates. I'm like, yeah, I'll be on a team. They put me on a team randomly one day. I just opened up my phone and there was like, Montre on the Chaya team. I was like, whoa, okay. I'm happy with it. I'm here. And the Chayas are fucking comfortable as shit. They're so dope. The team is dope. Like, Quad skating's sick, man. It's a different realm. Like I could go on and on and on about quad skating. So let's change the subject. But no, it's just dope, man. It's fucking amazing. Like
I do have one more quad skating question. As far as like grinding on quads versus inline, how does it compare? Are you more limited? Is it more difficult?
I will say that you can do all of the same grinds, kind of, but none of them are similar to one another. Like maybe front sides would be the only thing that's close, but that's only in an aspect. Like with my Chayas, I don't have them in the room right now, but the grind block for my Chayas are kind of more like rollerblading. But most quad skates have a wider H block, so when you put your foot down, it's actually flat. With me, with my Chayas, I'm actually still like actual frontside UFO style. So it depends on the groove for front sides, but everything else, no, completely different. A soul grind, just a normal soul grind, feels like you're doing a negative soul. Yeah, it's just the placement of the trucks, having to try to bend your ankle this way to get it over, but it's not the same.
Visually, it looks a little bit more unnatural to me. Does it feel more awkward?
Absolutely awkward. It's the most weirdest feeling because us being rollerbladers, doing soul grinds for so long, and knowing exactly how our body placement is supposed to be, especially, all right, take it from a quarter pipe aspect. You know, you want your body to still be leaning in the quarter pipe, or you're putting your feet there. Because it's the soul grind. Same thing with the top sole. You're putting it on the top, so you want to be leaning in the corner. Not with the quads. You want to be on top of the deck, like doing a 50-50 on a skateboard.
Are you quad skating more in Charlotte than inline skating?
I would say after this summer, because I was quad skating a lot at the camps this year, blading camp. Shout out blading camp. Shout out Josh Wiki, Wani, all my family over there. Gang. I've probably been skating quads a lot more in general, but I don't know. I do more business blading.
So that's kind of back to the early 2000s when it was all business blading.
Yeah, basically. But sometimes it's easier, man. Just go out and do a hard trick and get the clip and get out of there.
Yeah, I mean, that's how, my whole time in San Diego was everyone only skated a film. Nobody skated like just skate and have fun, It was back then, it was just like skate, get the trick, or achieve a goal and then quit skating, like.
Sometimes it's easier than trying to go out and film or just session,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. For me, like, if I wake up and I'm like, I already knew about this spot and I already got the trick, and that's all I care about doing, then I don't care about skating for the rest of the day unless I'm just too hyped not to skate. Then I'm just going to go to another banger. And then that's basically how my fucking VODs get made.
I mean, how many spots are left in Charlotte that you haven't killed already?
I got a couple.
Are you working on a new section right now?
I might be working on something.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Well, I want to see it whenever you do that. So let's go to blading camp real quick. And that's going to be one of my final questions for you. So you've been involved with blading camp for several years now. I don't even know what year it started.
No. I've been involved with blading camp always.
Always, since the beginning. So how did blading camp begin? When did it begin? What year? Do you remember?
Oh, well, we've been 5 years now. So I would say, if you want to say when blading camp actually began, when we got our license in Spain, it was just 5 years ago.
Okay. So, and it's you, Glowwiki. Who else is involved with it?
Money, Nils, Mary Munez. We just picked up some quad skaters, or not just picked up. We had them for, I think this would be 3 years now. But we got Bamba, Bamba Hachi. Sarah is her actual name. Sorry, Bamba. I know your name. We got Ragnarol, Kenneth. It's growing, but the main heads is me, Josh, Lonnie. Fuck. What is her name? Tell me, little alien man. I don't know. Alejandra. There we go. Alejandra. Yeah. Me, Josh, Wani, Alejandro, full on rails. But it started off with me, Josh, our homie Fred Anderson from Sweden, um, Richie Eisler. Like, it was gypsy camps before it was anything. And it was a way for us as skaters that weren't really getting paid that much. We wanted to be able to meet up as a group and then go to all these contests that we would go to every summer, because the summertime not back in the day, but a little bit ago was contest, and different country, especially in Europe. So we would all end up flying out to Europe, be in a group, and our main thing was that, all right, we're in this nice group. Let's try to not pay for sleeping anywhere. On top of that, let's find the dopest skate parks we can find and just see if we can sleep there. Started off in Sweden. Our homeboy Fred owns a skate park in Sweden. So we go there. We're like, yeah, can we sleep at this park? And he's like, of course we can sleep at the park. Well, then let's have like the kids also camp out at the park with us. Because they didn't want to go home. They found out we were going to sleep there. That started it. That started it right there. The kids hit us up. The parents hit us up like, hey, when are y'all going to do this again? And we're like, well, we just kind of did that just to do it. So we did it again. And then it started we made edits from it. And then other random skate parks around Europe would hit us up like, hey, can you guys come do that at our skate park? And we're like, well, we're not traveling into that area this time, but maybe if you want to help us out with something, and it became these things where we got to go to all these cool different skate parks, help teach, and we weren't even teaching at this point. We were just skating with the kids. And, if someone needed help, we'd help them. Then we'd all just chill at the park afterwards. And then it just went from there. And the years went by and more people asked. And then we just had to figure out this is going to happen every summer, bro. What are we going to do? Well, I guess let's ask for money now. Then people would start paying us. And we were like, well, shit, now let's really see how far this goes. And that's when it became Josh was like, I want to do something with this. We shouldn't just be taking this for granted just to keep doing this because, we're only getting older. Josh was smart, And so he was like, we need to do something with this. Let's do it. And we're all like, fuck yeah, let's do it. Found the location, Malaga, Spain. Most beautiful fucking place in the world. Always, every summer, it's summer. Always, every winter, it's summer. It's amazing. He found that place. He fell in love with that place. He found his actual love at that place. Now he couldn't leave that place. We don't want him to leave that place. That's our home for blading camp, and it became that because we fell in love with that place. This has just been a thing that just happened because we wanted to be able to travel to these contests, but on our own and not with our sponsors saying, you got to get on this and do this. We were literally touring around Europe in the dopest way possible, meeting all the dopest people possible, making connections with all these people. And then boom, once we did blading camp, all the people that we have been teaching, guess where they're going? Spain. They want to come to skate with us again. Everything. Some of them are pros now. Bro, but all these kids, Felix, Levi, I'm sure Don was at one of our camps back in the day. I remember meeting Don when he was super little. But it's crazy, people that were at our skate camps are sponsored skaters now.
That's great. That's so cool. How often does blading camp happen? Is it once a year or?
Every summer for 5 weeks straight. Not 5 weeks straight, but pretty much 5 weeks, 6 weeks, maybe 6. We have the fall fling, so I think that's the 6th week. Fall fling is for 18 and up. So sorry, kiddos, you're not allowed at fall fling. But we are trying to expand. And by expand, I mean we want to do this in springtime. We want to do this in summer. We want to do this in winter. We want to do this on all the times that we can because Why not? It's the place where you can do it all year long. Summer is the hottest. Fall fling is probably, because fall fling is like after August, you know, it's probably the absolute best when it comes to the heat, you know, like, because it's, you know, it's still Spain. It gets hot. Summer is amazing. Not every week is hot as shit, but some weeks are hotter than others. You could pass out at the skate park, but we have tons of water, snacks, and and medical assistance, whatever you need, we got that. It's a real legit thing at this point.
I definitely need to come out sometime, check it out. I haven't been there in Spain, so I've only been to Barcelona.
If you come out and then you're not just there for the camp and you got some extra days, then we can go big wheeling.
Oh yeah, well that's the plan. I got plenty of extra days.
You would love big wheeling in Malaga, bro. Like that's my favorite place to big wheel actually. Besides Barca. Barca is, they just got ramps just randomly that are a sidewalk. You know, you just can flip over a car randomly just going on down the street. It's so crazy, but
it's like a skate park. I think that's pretty good interview so far. Over the past couple of years with COVID, the sport's changed quite a bit. Not necessarily because of COVID, but it's helped with the fact that a lot more people back on skates, and you have a lot more people buying skates, and a lot of brands are making a lot more money than they have in years, and able to make more, and which means that companies like them started paying riders more royalties, and then other brands like Gods follow suit with that, which has also made skates more expensive. But if you look at the history of skate prices, they haven't really increased that much since the 90s, really, right? So at least people are getting paid more, which is rad. And I think that's a really exciting change. I think Dem's really pushing a lot of it with the crossing over with the streetwear and you know, different companies, collaborations, and you know, they're doing a retail store. And what have you seen happen that you're the most excited about in the past couple of years within the sport? And what are some things you'd like to see change, if anything, in the future that you think would benefit skaters and pros and this industry as a whole?
Well, first, John's fucking killing it. John, you keep doing what you're doing, bro. I support you and everything you're doing. 110 to 20 to 30%. Okay. But a lot of changes that I've seen have all been good. And one of the main changes that I've seen, we've actually talked about earlier, is just the fact that people are just out skating for fun more. That's dope, because that's what skating needed in general, because that's gonna help the industry to keep producing more shit, because people are actually doing it now as opposed to what they were doing before. The way that it's all changing with the market and everything, stuff slightly being more expensive, but not really, like, that's just the way shit goes. I remember when I used to get my favorite candy bar for 25 cents. Now that shit is $1.
Or $1.50 some places.
Yeah. But there's way more of them now all over the place. And before, I could only get them at one little store. So, you know, you weigh your options. And I also I'm not a kid anymore, so I'm not making quarters or $5 here and there. I'm still basically spending a quarter when it comes down to it, you know. That's kind of how the blading works, you know, like you're not necessarily paying too much more. And quality on top of that, come on, like we're doing good. But everything that's gone on with the pandemic and everyone actually striving for the better is fire. I think the industry right now is doing it right. Everyone's, or at least trying to do it right. Most of them, they're all doing what they should be doing and trying to do what they should be doing. But I don't know. This shit's fucking fire. Rollerblading's sick. However, we're doing it throughout the pandemic. We're on the news. They're talking about us rollerblading. We are what we are, and we're gonna do that shit. Be the best. DJ Khaled, insert. We the best. Another one.
Wise words from a wise man, Montre Livingston. Well, Montre, I want to thank you for coming on this podcast and show. It's both a YouTube show and a podcast. So the YouTube version has kind of overlaying graphics which I'll have some videos and stuff, the things we talked about, like that. Yeah, we'll have some psychedelic bubbles going around you.
I like it.
So yeah, I want to thank you for being on the show. I want to thank everybody for watching it. Make sure you like this video.
Thank y'all. Please like, subscribe, leave a comment below, and don't forget to ring that bell. Yeah, that little bell, that icon, you know, tap it, or you can elbow it. You can elbow drop it. It's going to say ding, ding. Ring that bell, ding, ding. Everybody.
Perfect. That was better than me. And I'll have links to all the Iqon Instagram, social media, website, Disroyal below, Montre's Instagram, social media below as well. We'll have links to your shoe page, any roller skating stuff. Everybody can see the different things you do. And I have links to all my social media below as well, and the Patreon page. So feel free to support this channel if you want. Thanks a lot, everybody watching it. Thanks, Montre, for being on. Take
Can I do my shout
care.
out?
Do your shout outs.
Shout out, all right? Check this out, everybody. This is real. Shout out Rollerskate Team. If you ain't following Rollerskate Team on all platforms that we are doing, fall down some stairs. I'm joking, please don't. I love y'all. But Rollerskate Team, follow Rollerskate Team. Blader Gang, follow Blader Gang. Iqon Skate brand, or just Iqon brand, follow that. Follow Disroyal, follow the Win brand, follow Create Originals, follow Oak City Inline Skate Shop, follow Vibrolux Skate Media. Wait, Vibrolux Skate. It's Vibrolux Skate Goods. There we go. Follow. Damn, I think that's all my sponsors.
Well, I will link all those for you at the bottom below this video, so everyone can see that list. Click on them, follow them, check them out.
If I miss any of my sponsors, I'm super sorry, because I feel like I got at least 5 or 6 and I'll be forgetting. But I love all y'all. Thank y'all for supporting me. And thank you, Jan. It's been a long time. I hope to get to see you very soon in actual person instead of just this little weird box.
Likewise.
Funny dude, and I really like hanging out with you. So let's hang.
I miss you for sure. It's been a long time.
Yeah, man.
You know, like I said, last time was Winter Clash, and that's not really a good time to hang out with anybody.
No, I can't even talk.
No, it's not. Yeah. So anyway, thanks. All right, that's a wrap. That interview with Montre was a lot of fun. He had a lot to say, and he gave us a lot of information about Iqon, which is awesome. I really look forward to this brand. I think it's a very good thing for this sport, and having Montre be a front man of that brand is great. It's awesome. And so yeah, if you did like this episode, make sure to hit that like button. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Your subscriptions and likes really help me out and allow me to produce more content. So hit that bell icon too to be notified anytime I put new videos up, new interviews, new episodes of The Vault. And follow me on social media. I have links to all my social media below: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. And if you want to support this page, again, visit the Patreon. I also have a donation link below. If you want to support this channel and have exclusive content to different video and photos and different things, go ahead and visit the Patreon page for more information. Thanks for watching this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. Take care, and we'll see you next time at the Then and Now Blading interview series.